Sheffield United are the Championship's form team. They come to the Madejski Stadium unbeaten in 9 and chasing their 5th straight win with a top 2 spot still in their sights. Well, Reading rapidly need to rediscover their form. It's only 1 win in 6 and there's trouble in the royal household. That is what they're aiming for. So the top 6 looks like this, with Wolves' win taking them 5 clear, but Sheffield United can go second for the first time this season with a 5th straight win. Reading can go back into 3rd place with a win themselves. In the Coca-Cola Championship, it's 4th against 3rd. Reading Sheffield United, live from the Madejski Stadium on Sky Sports 1 and HD1 channel 408. Well, 3 years ago, these two sides were promoted from the Championship together. This time round, it seems like there might be room for just one of them. And this evening could go an awfully long way to deciding who that will be. Peter Beagrie and AD Boothroyd are still with us this afternoon. AD, has that victory for Wolves affected the approach of these two sides today?
I think so. Both managers will know that they'll need to go for a win if they're going to get automatic promotion. I know there's games left, but there aren't many. And I think that Sheffield United in particular will come out. They're the form team. They'll think that they can go and get something today. So
for automatic promotion, Peter, you would say it's must-win for one of these teams?
Yeah, definitely. You know, to make that pressure mount on the top 2 sides, they'll be targeting Birmingham now after that result, and that they've got to make sure they get the full complement of 3 points either of the sides. And we'll probably see that in the game. They've got to have a positive approach.
Without doubt, Sheffield United, the team with momentum. How important is that, AD, at this stage?
Well, I think it is important, and the way that football is, and the way at this stage of the season, the way things can turn quickly. You know, Wolves were, as we saw, we were all a little bit. Are they going to maintain it? And they've won today, so yes, now they're in a great seat. Sheffield United are flying at the moment, but if they get defeated, then you know that might change their season slightly. So momentum's important. I think Sheffield United have definitely got the momentum at the moment. They've got the depth, they've got the expectancy, and Reading. You know, they've been there before, they've got good players, good squads. Both clubs have got good squads, so it's going to be a real interesting game today. This
blip for Reading, Peter, seems to have lasted an awfully long time. I think it's 2 wins in 11 for them now, but do you expect them to come again?
Well, you've got to anticipate that. I mean, they went into the transfer market and brought in, you know, proven talent in Kitson and Glenn Little, you know, or to have them kind of luxuries with other teams in the division. So you would have expected them to sort of an upturn in fortunes with these 2 players coming in. But the problem is, and the root to problem lies with the fact that I think in 15 games that they've failed to score 9 times. Now, that's unthinkable of a team that was so prolific and going toe-to-toe with Wolves as the most forward-thinking team in the division. So they need to find something else. You know, Doyle's back in, he was rested, he's back in, he's up front with Kitson, and I watched them in that win that they got against Sheffield Wednesday away, and it was a little bit more direct. Not just because Kitson was back in. I think it was a case of, right, let's get the ball forward, let's ring the edge of the box, so when it's knocked down, even if we don't win it, we can get shots on target, and it got them a win in that day. So I expect them to be a little bit more forceful, should I say, and direct.
Well, let's get a word from both managers, starting with the man in form, Greg Whelan, asking, what's the secret of his success?
Just hard work, honesty, a bit of endeavour, and a little bit of luck when you need it. So I think they're the ingredients.
When you took on Birmingham at Bramall Lane last month, you were talking about it as a game that could help to define your season. How does today's compare?
I think that game helped us to define this one today. This is a massive game, there's no doubt about it. But you know, the next 4 or 5 for the top 6 are all massive games, and you just got to take each one as it comes. Don't worry about what's on Monday. Let's get on and deal with today, and we will do.
So let's deal with today. A win today could push you up there into 2nd place. Is that the focus in your dressing room now?
Well, we said that a win the other night would put us 3rd, and a win today would put us 2nd. So I think it's a good focal point to say, look, what can we get out of it? And 2nd place is what we can get out of it. So we'd be really looking forward to giving it a real good push. But we know how tough it's going to be here. You know, Reading a quality side, and you know, they'll be level with us as well if they win. So it's great to see the Championship now having at the top real competitiveness.
Looking at your home form here at the Madejski, it's no wins in 5. How do you as manager account for that?
Well, prior to that, it was 12 in 14, 15, whatever it was. You know, I think it's just the swings, the ebbs and flow of a normal season. You like to have consistency. It doesn't always work out that way. You know, we've got an opportunity today to get right back on track. I don't think either side needs to acknowledge how important the game is. It's just one of those fixtures. It stands out here, so you know it's everything to play for.
Is it just one of those mysteries of management, AD, when your team is flying and seem to be able to beat everyone in their path, scoring goals galore, and then suddenly they just dry up?
Well, as Steve said there, you know, it's the ebbs and flows of a season, and you know, we talked about the players that they've brought into the squad. You know, Little and Kitson. Well, they're players that have been there before, and sometimes when you bring in a new player, you expect it to be a spark. But as has not been there, as they've been there before, I think they've just settled into what things were like before. So that might be one of the reasons. But you know, when you go through a season, you have your ups, you have your downs, and particularly if you've been relegated, you know at some point you're going through a sticky spell. You just hope it's not when you're going for promotion at the end.
We've spoken previously as well about how important experience is at this stage of the season. When we just saw that glimpse of the Reading players in the tunnel there is no shortage of it, is there?
No, unbelievable, and that's why, you know, that Steve will be pulling faces and raising eyebrows and why this run has continued. But I think it's the pressure of being. I think they were pre-season favourites, you know, them and Birmingham undoubtedly, and it's the pressure of that. But still, a squad full of experience and capable of putting a run together of 6 games unbeaten. That's what he look at. He's made a few changes today in important positions, mainly on the flanks with Hunt in there now and Little's having a bit of a rest. Kebe's in there, and it's up to them to provide the service for Kitson and Doyle, who on the day sometimes are unplayable.
Huge experience as well in that Sheffield United team, led as always from the front by Chris Morgan. And speak to anybody around that Sheffield United dressing room and they'll tell you what a key player he's been. And so too this man. I know a man you know very well, AD, Darius Henderson, who you had at Watford. 1 or 2 eyebrows raised when James Beattie went to Stoke City. But this man is proving an able deputy, maybe not in terms of his weight of goals, but what does he bring to a side?
Well, the first thing you look at him is his physical presence. He's an ex-Reading player as well, so today will be special for him. But he brings other people into play because he's such an aerial threat. He takes players away, the opposition away from other players, and he brings in a defensive mind as well. He's a good set-piece player. He's reliable. He'll put his head on things in both boxes. And in the Championship, you need players like that. And if your team's not playing well, Darius has been and always will be a great focal point to get back to basics.
Reading have got a brave centre forward of their own, a man leading the line today, back in his preferred position, Kevin Doyle. Rested last week, Peter.
Yeah.
His goals tallied recently, although he's got 18 for the season, just 1 in 12. Does that explain possibly Reading's problems?
I think it explains that Reading have gone through a dip in form. They're not as expressive and expansive as they were in the early season, where the stretch teams the width of the pitch, and Doyle was the main focal point who benefited from that.
Well, let's hear from our match commentators then at the Madejski Stadium. Gary Birtles and Alan Parry.
Thanks, Dave. It's the peak of the weekend fixtures in the Championship, and as far as these two clubs are concerned, the biggest match of the season. Reading have gone off the boil since the start of the year, but they're still in a great position. Only the leaders, Wolves, have scored more goals, and today they have leading scorer Kevin Doyle back alongside Dave Kitson. Changes to in midfield. Jimmy Kebe returns on the right, Stephen Hunt on the left, and Marek Madejski is a late replacement for the injured James Harper. Sheffield United are the form team in the Championship. They've averaged 2 points a game over the last couple of months, and they have a superb away record. Matt Kilgallen returns in the centre of defence after injury, and there's a starting place for goal-scoring midfielder Brian Howard. He'll play just behind Darius Henderson, who came through a fitness test on his injured knee to lead the attack against his former club. Glenn Little, J-Tab and Shane Long all drop down to the bench for Reading. Sheffield United take the risk of not naming a sub-keeper, even though Paddy Kenny has a slight injury. Just over a year now since Kevin Blackwell replaced Brian Robson as manager of Sheffield United. He took the job a month after losing his job at Luton Town, and what a good achievement he has made in forcing Sheffield United into the promotion picture. They beat their Yorkshire rivals Barnsley 2-1 on Tuesday to make it 4 wins in a row and 9 games without defeat. Well, the last time they were both in this division, Reading and Sheffield United were promoted to the Premier League. Reading as runaway champions, United clear of the field in second place, but it's much, much tighter this time. Just 6 points separate those teams in the playoff places, and there's at least one automatic spot up for grabs. The leaders Wolves moved on to 80 points with that emphatic victory over Southampton earlier, and are now odds on to win promotion. Sheffield United in their change strip of all black, and straight on the attack here. BK with the interception just outside his own penalty area for Reading. Hunt volleys it forward. Both teams highly motivated for this. Big crowd as well inside the Madejski. And the pitch, considering there was a top rugby union match on it yesterday, in good fettle. Gary Birtles.
The one thing they've got to do, though, Reading, get the home form sorted. Lost 3, drawn 2 of the last 5, scoring only 2 goals, and that was in one game against Charlton.
Henderson grappling to get on the end of that long throw. Set piece is a very important part of Sheffield United's game. First free kick goes the way of the home side, who've had just 1 win in their last 6 games and scored only 1 goal in the last 4, but they do remain the second highest scorers in the championship behind the leaders Wolves.
It becomes so difficult when you're on your own pitch and you can't win, you can't score, things are going against you, the fans get on your back.
Kitson trying to get them off to a good start, and from that angle and that distance, that was a terrific effort.
But why not have a go from this angle, from this distance? Try and catch the goalkeeper cold early in the game. You look when he latches onto it, there's nobody in the middle, so he thinks, right, let's have a go. See if he is caught cold, but he isn't. Sees it across the face, it's a decent strike.
Just his 5th appearance this since he returned from Stoke City, where he admitted he was never really settled. Cissé's header, back in from Morgan.
Things are going against you. At home, you need something early in a game to try and lift the fans, and that from Kitson might just do the trick.
It was Julian Kelly playing the ball forward. He's only 19, the Reading right back. He's in the side at the moment because Leroy Rossignol is suspended. He was sent off at Crystal Palace. Here's Doyle, back in the side after being rested for the last game. Alford under pressure, doing well to find an outlet. Norton, highly rated right back for Sheffield United. He's only 20.
Well, when things are going against you at home, you don't really want to play against a team who have won 6 and drawn 2 of the last 8 games. What Sheffield United have done. They're the team who are just absolutely flying at the moment. And the only thing Reading can say is, well, we beat them early in the season at our place. At their place, sorry.
Long throw aimed at Henderson. Dubry and BK will know that they are going to face a lot of these long throw-ins, free kicks and corners today. Morgan has gone into the 6-yard box, just trying to distract Hanneman, who left that to his defence to deal with. Quite right. Alford, a former Reading player, although he only had a few months here. In it goes again towards Morgan or Henderson. The header well off target in the end from the young man, John Joe O'Toole.
He snuck in there, didn't he? Timed his run really well. It's a decent delivery. Watch where he comes from, deep there. Just gets a really good leap. Nobody putting any pressure on him.
He's a Republic of Ireland under-21 international on loan from Watford. And he in fact scored his first goal for the club in the victory over Barnsley. Doyle. Ever winning the throw. International for Mali and preferred to Glenn Little, who has a bit of an injury problem on the right of Reading's midfield today. There's Kelly again showing good pace, but unable to keep it in play.
Didn't need the extra touch, did he? Could have whipped it in. Tried to go one better and ran it out of play. When you get the chance, just put it in there. Try and make it better.
Young man who began in the Arsenal academy, Kelly. Reading's last 2 games were away. They drew them both 0-0 at Crystal Palace and Coventry, and they have just 2 wins in their last 11 games, in marked contrast to Sheffield United's recent form.
It makes you wonder why, doesn't it? When you look out there on the pitch, the talent they've got, especially in forward positions, you just wonder why. Harper is going to be a big miss for them, isn't he, today?
Yes, he was, I believe, originally in Steve Coppell's team, but he has had a groin problem and it flared up again this morning. So his place taken by Madejski, who laid the ball off then to Kelly. It's a very good ball as well for Kebe.
You realise how much time he had? I thought there was somebody behind him there, Kebe.
Ige, the Cameroon international, foul there by Henderson. And there is Harper, who is one of the longest serving players here and very much one of the fittest as well. Looking for Kitson. Poor touch from BK. Sheffield United have won 6 of their last 8 games. And coming into their best form at exactly the right time. Have played a game more than Reading, incidentally. They've got just 4 left after this. Nottingham Forest and Swansea at home. Burnley and Crystal Palace away. Every point absolutely crucial at this stage.
Well, these two are the teams chasing, aren't they now? Birmingham did a really good job on Wolves in midweek. Kept the pressure on the chasing pack. A bit of a gap between themselves. It's up to these two teams now to just keep going. See what they can do. See if they can unnerve the teams at the top.
Reading's remaining fixtures, 3 of them are away. Blackpool, Derby and Norwich. 2 here. Barnsley and Birmingham on the final day of the season. That could be a real deciding match. Armstrong's header away. Former Sheffield United player, the Reading left back. Good turn here by Hunt. Halford looking for Henderson. And dealt with by Dewberry. Well, it wouldn't go out, which I think is what Dewberry was hoping for. Hunt's layoff was a bit heavy. Back to the former Premier League player, Dewberry. Played at the highest level with Leeds and Stoke before coming here. DK. Took a risk, but got out of it cleverly.
You like to see centre-halves taking risks as the opposition striker. You feel you've always got a chance of nicking it.
Armstrong plays it long for Doyle. The ball into space could cause a problem here with Kitson closing down the defender.
It's not the sort of back pass you want as a goalkeeper, is it? One that's bouncing towards you with a little bit of pace on it. Paddy Kenny got a quizzical look at walking there.
No more experienced player out there than the skipper.
Well, his hand went straight up and he apologised, didn't he, for the delivery back to Paddy Kenny.
Ball by Ward, but Reading have it back for long. Kilgallen's interception. It's a good layoff again from Henderson, and he gets it back. He's got Howard up ahead of him. A little bit of space for Halford, who can hit the ball.
Well, that's a build-up full of confidence, wasn't it there? One-touch football. Pass, move, there you go, 1-2 touch. Again, Ward flicks it inside. Good vision here from Henderson. Picks him out really well, takes it early on the volley. Halford doesn't hit the target, but bright build-up.
His header on to Henderson. Now Armstrong had 5 years at Bramall Lane before his move to Reading in August. Kitson.
Well, talking about Chris Armstrong, saw in the paper this morning that he said it's a must-win game. If we don't win this, we won't get up automatically. So that's put a bit of pressure on his teammates.
United third in the table, 3 points behind Birmingham and 3 points ahead of Reading. That's how close it is. Reading will have a game in hand though, and they do have a better goal difference, and both those aspects could be crucial.
it towards Henderson, you have to get people playing off him.
Armstrong's throw, Kitson flicks on. Hunt did well, but it's offside.
It's unfortunate for Hunt. Had he stayed on his feet, he would have latched onto that. Did really well, strong. Doyle was offside. Good lay off back. He's strong there. If he can stay onside or on his feet there, Doyle's offside.
Hasn't scored in any of his last 5 games, Kevin Doyle, but he's still a leading marksman here on 18. Morton took a knock then, the Sheffield United right back. He's just got back on his feet. Gets it back. Quicker throw this time. It's an important header by Dewberry. Looked like a foul on O'Toole, but the referee, Kevin Friend, is our official today. Lets it go. Here's Kitson looking for Doyle down the centre or Kebe on the right. Very good tackle by the experienced Gary Naismith, Scottish international, former Premier League player in his Everton days. Good build up again. Alford into space. Howard was waiting for the cross. BK gets it away.
He's taking a chance again, wasn't he? BK pulling it down on his chest in there. Henderson, I'd be thinking, I hope he keeps doing that.
Excellent defending then by Matt Kilgallen, the former Leeds United man. Kelly, Doyle against Naismith for the throw. Good atmosphere inside the Madejski. Average crowds here, just about 20,000 this season.
And that's just what the players need. Whole of the crowd getting behind them. It's easy to boo and have a go. More difficult to praise your team and try and get behind them when things are going against them.
Kelly heads it back in, away once more by Kilgallen. Here's BK for Reading, time to bring it down on the chest. Hunt. Much too heavy, Matejewski's layoff. He's had a fairly eventful week, by the way, Madejski. He's just been banned by his national federation, the Czech Republic, for a serious breach of discipline, or shall I say an alleged serious breach of discipline, after they lost a World Cup qualifier against Slovakia. He was one of a number of players similarly treated. Cisse up well. And Norton in strongly, he's claiming the throw, and the linesman's upheld that claim. Henderson beaten to it again by Michael Dewberry, but then foul the Reading defender. Steve Coppell's team, by the way, haven't won any of their last 5 home games since they beat the leaders Wolves at the end of January. Generally, their home record's good. They've only suffered 4 defeats here all season, but their recent form, not good.
This is the time it needs to be. When you're up there, desperate for results, home form has got to be key. You just can't get it right at the moment.
Armstrong with a quick throw. Gets it back from Matejewski. Good early ball in. Kitson with the header on. Well, Kebe tried to reach it and was prevented from doing so by the defender.
That's brilliant defending, by the way. Really is. It's Naismith in there. The decent ball whipped in here. Kitson does exceptionally well. Gets the flick. Look at Naismith. Gets his body right across. Won't allow Kebe to get over him, round him. That is really good defending.
Henderson. Turned forward by Ward. No problem for Hanneman. Now back as first choice after a period out of the side when the Aussie Adam Madejski took his place. Gallon's header. The 2. Madejski wins it back, and clever footwork by Hunt, inviting Kelly forward.
So all those lines across the pitch must put players off. Especially that one in line with the 6-yard box. Could easily mistake it for the byline and get it wrong.
Absolutely, you would have thought they would have invented a way of removing them by now. Here's Hunt. Madejski's shot through the crowd. Rebounded to Henderson.
This is what Sheffield United are doing, aren't they? They're getting 5 in midfield, dropping Howard and Ward back, leaving Henderson by himself, and then joining in whenever possible when they get the ball.
Is that the look of the guilty man?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
They're taking it very quickly there, and too quickly for the referee's liking. PK's foul on Howard, giving Sheffield United this free kick. Skipper Chris Morgan has gone forward again. Powerful presence in the air.
Well, he should be able to deal with it. Got Kitson back there, Dewberry, BK.
Montgomery. Good work by Kelly. Had some really big wins recently. Sheffield United a 3-0 victory at Cardiff. They got 4 goals against Derby. Crucial 2-1 home win against Birmingham. And that has really lifted them firmly into contention. Howard. Good skill from the former Barnsley man. Kebe in with the tackle again.
Twice in the last 30 seconds, isn't it, Kebe?
Smith. Howard takes over, that's good. Well, Montgomery was well placed, he couldn't pick him out, but it is Sheffield United's corner.
They had a lot of space in front of him there. Could have gone a little bit further then, put it in.
A big strong side at set pieces. Reading will need to be on their toes here, and they were practicing defending them half an hour before kick-off. Kitson it was who got it clear, back through the crowd of players. Oh, it's Humford who scored! However, the linesman's flag cut short his joy.
Well, they didn't see it, did they? Did go straight up.
United having to suddenly backtrack then. Norton did well. A former Reading player denied the opening goal of the game. And he had a few less than friendly things to say about Steve Coppell as well, so that would have given him great satisfaction and certainly infuriated the home fans had it counted.
Right, people don't just keep quiet about things. Why don't they come out and say things and put themselves under pressure?
Kelly on a powerful run forward here. Never seemed to quite have that ball under control. It is a slightly bobbly surface, even though, as I say, it's stood up well to the weather and a rugby match.
Well, this is why the goal was disallowed. Don't defend it that well. There's the ball struck, and you can see the linesman is well in place. Alford puts it in really well, but the flag does go up, and rightly so.
Full marks, the official Tony Horton over on that far side.
Heard you there. A good smile came across his face, didn't he? Well, we give him enough stick at times, don't we? So praise them when they get it right.
Fair comment. Away by Kelly. And then Hunt. Morgan's header back in. BK clears. Well played, BK.
At the moment, Sheffield United not quite playing off Henderson. I don't think they should be. I think if Ward just tucks in a little bit when it's coming towards him, and Montgomery, he'll get a lot more joy. He's winning the majority at the moment, and nothing's coming of it.
There's Madejski. Don't let it run. Doyle. Morgan went for it and was very grateful that Kilgallen was covering behind him.
Well, how important was that fleck from Kilgallen? Kitson was right behind him. Madejski does well. Doyle then turns, puts it in a good area, and look at that nonchalant flick, and there's Kitson waiting behind.
Michael Dewberry trotting forward. He's yet to score for Reading. He's taken up a position on the near post, and Kitson starts to make a run now, and there's all kinds of pushing and shoving going on then.
BK went down, didn't he? There's no appeal.
Kebe. It's broken kindly for Kelly, and he took it beautifully. It's a great effort, and although the keeper fumbled it, he kept it out, and that was the important thing from Armstrong.
He positioned himself well, didn't he? Kelly does well this time. He does put in a decent cross, takes it early, goes through the legs, and Kenny scrambles across and gets his position spot on.
Norton. And let it run through, knowing that Kelly would take care of things. Impossible ball for Howard to make anything of.
He's the other one who can join in with Henderson. He will join in. They have those sort of players, Sheffield United, in Ward, in O'Toole, in Howard, who like to get alongside a striker, get past. I'm sure that's a big reason for the success they're having at the moment.
Turned on by Howard. Henderson with the flick, but it's gone straight through to Hanneman, the USA international. He manages to slice his clearance. Henderson. And he gets the free kick, quickly taken, too quickly by Ward. The ball was moving, as the referee indicates. And that will give them more time to get Howard on the ball, and also the likes of Morgan up front. He was gone away, in fact, and left it to Naismith. Halford, very tall player on the back post, lifting it goalwards. Here's O'Toole. Halford. Having backing off here, they've got away with it.
Well, left a bit exposed at the far post there, Reading, from that free kick. Halford against Armstrong.
Kebe's header. And then Cisse. Kelly. He's to sharpen up a bit, obviously, on his distribution. That's not the first he's sliced out of play, I'm afraid. Reading are Sheffield United's bogey team. They actually became the first visiting side to win at Bramall Lane this season with that 2-0 victory back in November. And Sheffield United haven't beaten them in any of their last 10 meetings. Free header for Henderson. Cisse gets it clear to BK. Montgomery and Naismith. He took a risk there, BK. He's a very confident player in his own ability, isn't he?
There again, you fear for him, don't you? Keep doing that. This time Henderson does get a foot in.
Kitson wins another header. Doyle onto Hunt. Offside, though.
you need to be offside there either. See what was happening.
Reading, incidentally, had already clinched promotion at this stage of the season 3 years ago. Remember, they went up with a record number of points, 106, reaching the top level for the first time in the club's history. Sheffield United have been in this division for a couple of seasons now. Getting relegated from the Premier League on a dramatic final day. I was there when Wigan beat them at Bramall Lane, ensuring their own safety and Sheffield United's relegation. Morgan with an easy interception. Norton turned in field. Needed the help from Greg Halford. That's gone out of play. Reading throw.
They're the sort of tackles that get the crowd lifted. Cisse thundered into the first one.
Don't know whether Halford maybe had a word to say out of place.
He's being told off by his captain there. Pat on the back of the head.
And I think if Morgan tells you off, you stay told off.
You tend to keep quiet, don't you? It's too long for Henderson this time. Problem is, when you launch it like that, you need somebody close to Henderson. There was nobody near him there.
Did have a knee problem, and they had to give him a fitness test earlier in the day before confirming his place in the starting 11. He's a very important player for them. Kebe for Reading.
Oh, he got that one right on the hooter, didn't he?
Alford. It's not really settled into any kind of pattern yet, has it?
It hasn't, and it's one of those games maybe you'd expect it to be like, because there's a lot at stake. They know that. They know Wolves have won today. That puts more pressure on because there's a bigger gap opening with them. Both teams, they know they have to win it to have any chance of automatic.
Well, the crowd there were howling their disapproval when Howard made that challenge. Let's see what Mr. Friend had made of it. You can hear what the Reading fans want to see, a red card. Somehow I think it'll be another colour.
To be fair to the referee, he has tried to let it flow, hasn't he, in this game? This is why the yellow cards come out, launched across him there. It's that old question, isn't it? Was it meant? Did he lead with it? He just seemed to try and get momentum and height by leading with his arm, and the follow-through certainly caught him.
It remains a serious card, though, because that's his 10th caution of the season, which means now he will miss 2 games. Morgan up against Kitson, who might have fouled him there. That's what Morgan is claiming, and I think he could have had a case. Ward. And again, the Northern Ireland under-21 international taking on the defenders, and that deflection took it kindly into Hanneman's hands. Early for Kitson, who's won virtually every header that he's challenged for so far.
You see the difference. Reading are getting players round him when it comes towards him. 2 within really close contact with him there, Kebe and Doyle, as he knows he will win the majority of the headers. That's what Sheffield United have got to do at the other end.
Almost broke there for Ward. Cisse clears. And a great header on again from Kitson. Doyle.
Hunt moving across the right-hand side, very much Joy on the other side. He's the sort of player you like to see drift across the line.
And he's found some space here. Morgan, who has sliced his clearance, unusual for him. And Naismith fails to repair the damage.
I thought it was a case for a foul there for Reading. All right, he's not like Morgan. I liked his position he took up straight away. He made the mistake and backtracked 2 or 3 yards very quickly.
Kebe's cross sliced out of play. Oh, sorry, it was Kelly. Kebe played it to him.
Well, Kitson again does well. Here's Naismith trying to shield it out. Both battling well, and I just feel he might have had a case there, Doyle. Again, he defends well initially, but Doyle battles on. Maybe they say 6 and 2 threes, but I think George just did enough to get a free kick there.
Cisse. Armstrong's clearance turns out to be a good ball for Madejski. Montgomery making life difficult for him, but he's giving it away anyway to Norton. Now Halford. That was a push by Dubry on Henderson.
Been several of those in the first half so far, but the referees, as I say, let it flow. Try to keep the momentum going. I think both sides just don't want to make a mistake at the moment. Both realise the importance of it. Just loath to take a chance, gamble a little bit.
Sheffield United unbeaten in their last 14 away games. Only the leaders Wolves have won more points on the road this season. Henderson got something on that.
It shows the danger again. Everything's directed at him. Just people gamble around him, they'll benefit.
Norton. Alford started his run down the right, but that was an over-optimistic ball. Dubry. That's Paul, straight to Alford. And he's returned the gift.
Well, look at the last 10 minutes, Reading starting to assert themselves a little bit, as the home side should. That'll encourage everybody. Just got to start working Paddy Kenny. One save to make so far.
Well, it's tight, and exactly as you would have expected between two teams so close in the table. Madejski. It's a corner.
He's done well, hasn't he, Madejski there? Made a decent run for them. Thrower. His team a corner.
Dubry again trotting into that same position on the near post. Kitson right on the line. It was Kilgallen who got that one clear, but it will be pumped straight back in again. Dubry got something on it, and again.
Well, you have to say, it may have felt the wrong man. He's off balance when he hits it. Ball's all over the place. He's put back in decently early first time. It's a good area. They get the look of the bounce, and he's off balance and can't get over it. You feel maybe when it does come to Dubry, if it had been a striker, it would have been a different matter. Kitson's right next to him as well.
Norton, long for Henderson, who won the header cleverly.
Well, even Stevens, isn't it? Attempt-wise, pretty even Stevens in the game. Both only one on target so far. That's how tight it is. Expectedly so.
Cisse. Dewberry. Morgan didn't have time to see that safely out of play.
Well, Kitson did well. Kept the pressure on him. Made him play it out.
Cisse. Kelly. Now Kebe. Madejski. Finds Doyle. Kitson in the middle. Doyle joining in. Hunt just staying free, edge of the box. Took a long time to make up his mind, though.
Yeah, Kitson was frustrated at the far post. And the striker makes the run. They want the ball playing in. Check back again. You've got to make another position very quickly.
Henderson caught Cisse then.
Well, both concentrating on the ball. Just a little nudge there. I think it's the awkwardness of the landing that's caused the problem.
Khalifa Cisse actually scored the opening goal when Reading won 2-0 at Bramall Lane back in November. Well, the Easter fixtures, of course, vital throughout the divisions. In the Premier League tomorrow, we have live coverage from Anfield of Liverpool against Blackburn Rovers on Sky Sports 1 and in high definition. And then on Sunday, it's Manchester City against Fulham on the same channels with our build-up starting at 3:30. He looks in some pain. They've already lost one central midfield player, of course, from their original starting 11 in James Harper.
Just looked like a very awkward landing, didn't it? Here's why he's struggling. Concentrating both of them on the ball there. It bounces, both attack it. There is a nudge, and there hurt himself on landing and seemed to hurt himself in mid-air as well when the collision occurred.
It was a horrible bounce, the first one, wasn't it? Yeah. Totally unpredictable. Well, they've got to be very careful with any head or neck injuries, of course, and usually they call for a head brace in these situations. And I think the physio has indicated he needs some assistance here for the injured Cisse, the Mali international, in his second season here after a time in the Portuguese league. Now, this is often not quite as serious as it might look because, as I say, with injuries of this nature, every precaution is taken.
So it has to be. It looked innocuous, didn't it? Just a little nudge in the challenge. You know, it was knocked straight off balance and landed awkwardly.
I think the biggest problem could be the groundsman having a heart attack when he saw that coming across his pitch. Well, I think it's fairly obvious that Cisse is unlikely to be able to continue here.
There's a lot of concern out there, isn't there? Sometimes the innocuous looking ones tend to be the worst ones.
They've got Jay Tabb, a midfield player, amongst their substitutes. Depends really what Steve Coppell wants to do. If Cisse can't continue, Glenn Little can play wide, of course. So can Noel Hunt, another of those on the bench. Making sure that no one can lip read his instructions. That's Little keeping himself readied. And this break in play gives the managers perhaps the opportunity to get some instructions out to their players and the players to take on board a bit of liquid. Well, they've obviously made up their minds about Cisse's injury because Tabb is ready. He actually played in the last game anyway. The goalless draw at Coventry, his former club.
You might have thought Noel Hunt would be the one to come on with his goals. 12 goals this season.
I know he has had a knee problem, and he's I don't think he's done much training recently, Noel Hunt, Stephen's brother.
your bottom dollar is dying to get out there, though.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Well, this is a long stoppage just before the 15-minute interval anyway, so this will be disruptive to the players, but of course Cissé's health is the most important thing at this moment. They've already been stopped for, well, very nearly 5 minutes now. To remind you of the situation, by the way, in terms of the league table, as Steve Coppell has now come down to join Kevin Dillon on the touchline. Sheffield United third at the start of play, 3 points behind Birmingham, and if they were to win here, they go into second place, Kevin Blackwell's team, on goal difference. That's how vital this match is. Wolves with a terrific victory over Southampton, stretching away a little bit at the top, moving on to 80 points, but behind them, it's a real scramble.
It was a good recovery as well, wasn't it, after the Birmingham game? Heads could have gone down and dwelt on it, but Mick McCarthy's not the sort of manager to let that happen. A resounding success today against Southampton.
Well, I remember last season we did a game down at Cardiff, and Roger Johnson, the giant central defender for Cardiff, hurt his head late on in the game in a similar situation to this. Was taken off after lengthy treatment, and I popped down to the dressing room area after the game to expect to see him laid out in the treatment table, and he was walking around right as rain. So, you know, as I say, it's not always as serious as it looks, is it?
Yeah, this is a long time though, isn't it? Just hope the same happens with Cissé. He's walking around. It's important now for Steve Coppell to get the orders in quickly.
I suppose one of the problems, Gary, in these situations, you know, the players can just lose a little bit of focus, a bit of concentration after a lengthy stoppage.
Definitely. Sometimes it's a decent breather, and this one has been. You can recharge the batteries a little bit, take on some fluid, but your muscles go a little bit colder again. So your prone may be to start after that, you might pull some. That's the only worry.
They've immobilised what looked like a neck injury, and Khalifa Cissé will be taken for observation, I'm sure. As Jay Tabb prepares to replace him. Came here in January from Coventry, and it was Steve Coppell who gave him his league debut a few years ago when they were together at Brentford, and Tabb was only 17 then. Armstrong lifts the free kick in the direction of Kitson. Didn't take Tabb long to get involved. His first touch. Ball shoots through the crowd of players.
Well, they nearly capitalised, didn't they, on that long break? That's what they can do to affect you. You switch off a little bit, your concentration goes like that.
Madejski winning it back. Good in the centre. Gavin clears. Tabb made sure his first challenge was one that his immediate opponent would remember.
Terrific tackle, wasn't it? O'Toole not happy, but referee very close to it. Goes in, studs are a bit high. Look, the referee's view of that. First viewing, it didn't look a bad tackle on that one. It looked a little bit worse.
John Joe O'Toole appealing to the referee, who only gave the throw-in. Well, although we're now what is officially in the final minute of the half, clearly there's going to be lengthy stoppage time. We reckon around about 7 minutes of it.
Henderson claiming he was fouled, but the assistant giving it the opposite way.
Alford just did enough there to put off Kitson. Huge throw by Halford. Dewberry was underneath it.
If you've got that sort of weapon in your locker, use it. Keeps the pressure on the opponents all the time.
There's confirmation of the 7 minutes of first half stoppage time.
No surprise. Take every precaution to make sure Cisse was okay.
And we'll endeavour to bring you up to date with his state of health as soon as we get some news. Norton with the free kick. And the referee saw a foul there, presumably by Ward. He seemed to be pointing at him. It might have been Henderson, though.
Ball's flighted in there. It was handball by BK. What's going on there? What's the referee seen? There's the ball directed into the box. Maybe a little shove by Henderson on BK. But why has BK got his arm up like that? Asking for trouble.
Kilgallen forward to Henderson again. Ball trying to break onto the header, but Kelly was always favourite. Foul on Kitson.
Well,
Here's Hunt. Kitson's in the box now. Kebe's there with him. Dewberry. Straight to Montgomery. And Dewberry did the right thing, couldn't take any risks then.
did he get lucky? BK. Henderson's all over him. The arm goes up, shouldn't have been up. It was handball, but I think the referee's got it right. He gave the foul against Henderson.
BK's beaten him again. And Henderson wins yet another header. O'Toole swung at it rather ungainly.
Hanneman's had a really trouble-free first half, hasn't he? And the Reading goal. To be fair, Paddy Kenny's not had a great deal to do.
No, it's not been a classic as yet. Doyle goes for it near post and happy to end the corner.
It is that time of the season, isn't it? Easter. Everybody knows how important Christmas, New Year, Easter are. And never change, especially when these two teams are so close to each other.
Trying to escape his marker, leaving space behind, but header away.
There's nobody in the centre of the goal there. Two at the far post, three at the near, and when the ball came in, it was a good delivery. Nobody was there to attack it.
Armstrong pumps it in long toward Dewberry. Morgan is right with him. It's come out to BK. Clever skill from the centre-back, but I'm afraid the shot, well, it was a centre-back's effort, wasn't it?
It was in the end. He knew what he'd just done. A little bit of skill. And then when the important thing came his way, as you'll see in a minute, this he does brilliantly. This he doesn't. Just goes for too much power. This is superb. But then, leaning back, just goes to burst the back of the net. And he knocks two seats out in the stand.
Ironic, isn't it, that probably Reading's best two chances have fallen to their central defenders, who've made a bit of a hash of them.
Confident boy, isn't he, BK? He likes bringing it down at the back. And he certainly showed his prowess in the opponent's box there.
Kelly. Here's Doyle. I think that came off Kilgallen. The referee just had to look at his linesman for confirmation, and he's got that.
Doyle's done well again. He can't get it in the box, get the next best thing, a corner.
Ignore that clock, of course, because we'll be ticking through to around 52, 53 minutes before the half-time whistle.
all about that, did he, O'Toole?
It was a strange header, wasn't it?
Seemed to twist in the air and lost his bearings. What we used to call a threepenny bit or a 50p head, that was, wasn't it? Came off the angle.
Okay, struggling to get to that, and it's gone out of play anyway. Kelly behind him.
It's a half-decent opportunity. A decent ball in the box.
Armstrong turned into trouble, but gets the free kick. Sure, Reading would rather the referee had given them the advantage there, and now he's made it worse by insisting on the free kick being retaken.
Rightly so. It was what, at least 5 yards back.
Taking his time. Kitson. And Sheffield United get the free kick. Incidentally, the news from the dressing room is that Cisse is conscious, but just as a precaution, they've taken him to the local hospital for a check. And there he is, just being loaded into the ambulance.
No surprises there. Get in there as quick as you can. There's nothing wrong.
Half-time, a belated half-time. Well, there were two opportunities for Reading central defenders to score. Neither of them were able to take them. Neither goalkeeper, I can recall, has had a save to make. And I suppose that just about tells you the story of the first half here at the Madejski, which, unsurprisingly, finishes Reading 0, Sheffield United 0.
Both clubs will be delighted. Wolves and Birmingham, that is. We'll hear from Peter Beagrie and the former Watford manager Aidy Boothroyd when we come back. I wonder what these two managers are making in that first 45 minutes. Lots of effort from both. No shortage of commitment either. So far, no goals. The live sport continues tonight in Super League. Bradford Bulls up against Leeds Rhinos. That's next here on Sky Sports 1 and HD1. And Glentoran Linfield, Sky Sports 2. It's a lot tighter than Wolves Southampton, but then we expected it to be. These teams are 4th and 3rd in the Championship, both still targeting automatic promotion. Our guests remain with us, Peter Beagrie and the former Watford manager Aidy Boothroyd. Aidy, have we seen attacking intent for both, despite the fact we're goalless at half-time?
Well, we built it up to be a classic, and it's not been that. But both teams, in fairness to them, started the game, really went to have a go at each other. But I think as a half's gone on, it's petered out. Obviously, the injury to Cisse has calmed it right down. But no real brilliant chances, and the ones that have come along have fallen to ones that you wouldn't want to have them.
Certainly was the case, wasn't it? A set piece, Peter. We've been talking about those all day today, and wrong man in the right place, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we know Madejski's got some good quality there, but Dewberry does well because he anticipates it. What they do well, they get enough bodies in there and they keep it alive to get that chance. But you'd like to see that falling down on Kitson's left foot, wouldn't you, or Doyle's? Will
concern, Aidy, be creeping in? Because for Reading, it's now 1 goal in 6.5 hours of football.
Yeah, it will, but it should even itself out. They started the season on fire. They've gone through a bit of a barren patch, and I'm sure that it'll come back. And Steve will be hoping that it comes back today. And you know, I believe, having looked at it, that it's going to be a set piece that wins it.
It's been very direct, hasn't it, Ed? You know, we've seen that they missed out the midfield. There's been none of the wingers really involved, and this was tremendous bit of skill there initially. Yeah,
apart from the end bit.
It's a centre forward touch and bit of skill, and then a centre half's finish, unfortunately. But I think that the chance of us getting a goal from open play at the moment, you know, on the looking at the first half, a nil.
Yeah.
But from set pieces, you know, both sides have showed their attacking intent, and they've got people who do attack the ball very, very well.
What about tactics, Eddie? Did you expect both to be so direct?
Well, Sheffield United have come to played with a 3 in midfield. When you play 3 in midfield, you hope that you can either dominate the possession or you can pick up the regains and start to play from wide areas and get more crosses in. But Sheffield haven't tended to get crosses in from areas beyond the 18-yard line. They've been long diagonals. And Reading have tried to make the most and try to get down the side of them, but Kitson is trying to take care of Montgomery in a sitting position for Sheffield United, and his work's been done more defensive than attacking. So maybe we might see him pushed up front a little bit more, maybe see Sheffield United change their midfield.
Yeah, it's a good point, because if you play with 5 in midfield, you've got to play a lot shorter, and Sheffield United are getting sucked into the way that Reading are playing, and they're going long with only Darius Henderson. He's up there on his own with a lack of support. They've got to, you know, make use of that man by passing a bit shorter.
Would they feel, Sheffield United, that they have the options to change it should they need to?
Yeah, definitely. You know, they have got a bit of pace on the bench. They've got Beattie to come on, and they've also got Cottrell, who's having an outstanding season for them. I mean, most of his goals have come from penalties, but he's one who can get beyond people. He can also get beyond the 18-yard box and put crosses in from dangerous areas. With Henderson, in particular, who we know is prolific in the air, you know, that could be one of the changes that Kevin's looking at.
Sheffield United have also spoken, Eddie, about what they feel they have superior fitness to other teams, but is there such a thing at this stage, with one team can be fitter than another?
Well, I think after the amount of games that they've had, the 40-41 games, I think every team is fit. And obviously you look at who scores late on, and Sheffield United have a physicality about them. Where, you know, I'm looking there, and apart from, normally I can tell which one Darius Henderson is because he's the one with the big blonde mop. But at the minute he's gone back to his natural colour, which I must say looks very nice on him. And you look at them, they're all big lads. They're all big, strong lads. So they are bigger and stronger. But I think, as Peter's already pointed out, unless Sheffield can get a little bit of difference up front with some pace to stretch the game to then play in between them, I think we're going to see a lot of what we've seen already.
Well, the incentive is certainly huge for both of these teams still. Reading can go back to 3rd. Sheffield United can go 2nd if they win here. This is how your live football looks for the rest of the weekend. Tomorrow it's Liverpool and Blackburn in the Premier League from noon, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Sunday, Manchester City Fulham from 3:30, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Into Bank Holiday Monday, 2 games for you, both in League One at the top. Leicester Leeds, noon, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Same channels for Millwall, Peterborough at 7:30. Sheffield United scored 2 in the last 8 minutes to see off Barnsley. They'd happily wait until then to see off Reading here this afternoon, a win which would take them 2nd. Your commentators, Gary Birtles and Alan Parry.
Thanks again, Dave. Yes, as you say, a crucial game in the battle to win promotion to the Premier League. If Reading win, they'll move up to 3rd in the table. But if the 3 points go to Sheffield United, then it's Blackwell's team that will go above Birmingham into an automatic promotion place. Reading will get the second half underway. No changes made by either manager during the half-time interval. Reading, of course, forced into making one in the first half, and then Mali international Khalifa Cisse received a neck or head injury. He's been taken to hospital as a precaution, though we believe he's conscious and feeling better. J-Tab came on in his place. Gallen with the first clearance for Sheffield United. BK, who missed one half chance, I suppose you'd call it, in the first half. Another falling to Michael Dewberry. But as yet, the strikers, Kitson and Doyle, haven't really had a sniff at goal. Here is Kitson with a header on, and that was a foul by him. Free kick, Sheffield United.
Handle it, didn't he? Both sets of players, so both teams have got the personnel to switch systems and be a bit more positive.
Anderson holding it up under pressure and indeed getting a free kick. Foul by Dewberry. Here's Norton. With the interception, and then had to be quick to clear his lines. Forceful tackle, typical one as well from Montgomery, who gets through a lot of hard work and really protects the back four. Madejski had one effort in the first half. Reading losing their two current first-choice central midfielders. Harper with the recurrence of an injury before the match, and Cisse with that problem during it.
Madejski's probably been their most productive player so far, Reading.
Hunt, who's the only Reading player who's figured in every game this season. Away by Morgan. Doyle. Again, Morgan in exactly the right place. Crowd have been a little subdued today, maybe a reflection of the fact that the game hasn't really taken off as a contest yet. A goal either way, and that will change. O'Toole dispossessed, that's clever. Madejski strides forward. Kitson. Good ball. Doyle. Gets it in early. Kebe on the back post. There was a claim there for a penalty. A loud claim as well.
The crowd went up, the Reading players went up. Unfortunately, the flag didn't go up and the referee's whistle didn't go in his mouth.
Reading do get a free kick, but not in the area of the field where they wanted one.
Well, they wanted a penalty here. The fans, the players, the arm is up. Did it just brush it before he headed it clear? Right at the far post, the arm's up again. I think there's a touch there on his arm before it hits his head.
Armstrong, the former Sheffield United man, goes for this, but suddenly it broke kindly for Kelly.
I suppose in that situation the referee's got to be 100% sure that there has been some sort of contact.
Well, he was a relieved man, certainly, Gary Naismith.
Certainly looked like there was contact.
It's two possible handball incidents we've seen today, neither of them resulting in a penalty.
Well, here's the ball to that far post again. There you see Naismith go up, and I just think that hits his hand first and then onto his head. And they're convinced it did.
And Kitson does well to win it back. Hunt. We've got a man over on the right-hand side here. It's gone left instead to Kitson, who certainly collided, shall we say, with Kilgallen, but no foul.
Yeah, I think Kitson was really convinced he was going to get it there. I don't think he was confident he could have gone past him as well initially. There's a big gap on the right-hand side that Kebe was in. They chose to go this way. His pace just wasn't getting there. Kilgallen did nothing wrong. Got across, got his body in between. Nothing wrong with that at all. Decent defending.
Well, Sheffield United have had a superb defensive record this season, and we can see why. Kilgallen has just been voted by the supporters as their player of the season.
Doesn't surprise me. Every time I've seen him, he looks impressive.
Played in again by Armstrong. Norton. Cat pumps it back in again, but it's a throw to Sheffield United, who are hoping to return to the Premier League after a couple of seasons now in the Championship.
It certainly looks there. Alan, Jamie Ward's gone alongside Henderson. Talking at half-time about that. I'd like to see Jamie Ward alongside Henderson, because I saw his partnership with Jack Lester at Chesterfield. It was in a lower division, but it worked very well.
Positive move perhaps from Kevin Blackwell, whose side have another valuable set piece, and Halford, former Reading man, can get some distance on these if he chooses to. He's gone short this time. This one will go the distance, though. Which indeed it did, and it wasn't particularly well defended, I have to say.
No, it wasn't. I know exactly what was coming. decent trajectory. It's attacked well. Just gets there a bit early. No real pressure on him when he heads it. Does it come off his shoulder? I think it does. I'd be disappointed with that.
Two. Good interception by Madejski, and then he ran into a crowd of players. Dewberry, Armstrong. Could be in trouble here against Halford. He got out of it very well. Madejski, that's a clever ball. Hunt.
I don't think Reading players are wanting the ball as much as they should do.
It's deflected towards Doyle. It's good hold-up play by Doyle.
Good defending by Kilgallen as well.
Now there's a bit of momentum in the game for the first time, really. Madejski. Crowd urging him to shoot, and perhaps he ought to have done. Ward dispossessed.
I just think he looks a little lost on that left-hand side, doesn't he, Ward? He needs to be involved.
So they signed from Chesterfield in January. Bit of movement on the subs bench for Sheffield United. I think we're about to see a change. Kelly clears for Reading. And again, Kitson wins the header. Oh, that was a dangerous high foot.
Referee saying calm down.
He's already been cautioned as well.
Really went down a little bit easily. Tap, he's entitled to go for it. He's ducked into it. You are allowed to go for that if a player ducks in.
Craig Beattie, the Scottish international striker, is the player that Kevin Blackwell's about to bring on. Dewberry. Oh, hit the referee, and that could be a lucky deflection as far as Sheffield United are concerned. Mr. Friend will be relieved. I think nothing came of that. Here's Kebe. First time he's really got round the fullback, and then he wastes it with a ball that's gone straight into the crowd.
See him, he did everything right, didn't he? Skip past Naismith. Does that.
Joe O'Toole will make way for the arrival of Craig Beattie, who's on loan from West Bromwich Albion. Played for them, in fact, earlier in the season in the Premier League. Just one goal so far in 9 previous substitute appearances for Beattie.
Positive move, isn't it? Wondered if this is how Sheffield United would go, just defending in the first half, but we see the second half possession again. Reading well on top, but still can't make anything of it. Still not working the goalkeeper. Again, tight as 4 apiece, and still only 1 apiece on target.
Morton riding it forward, away by BK. Howard unable to control it. It's Halford to win it back. Howard. That could be a dangerous ball. He had to get something on that, and he did, Dewberry.
He certainly did, taking no chances. Hanneman was coming behind him, but you've got to go for that. You've got to take responsibility and head it, and he did that.
Reading have been working hard all week on defending set pieces. They know how strong Sheffield United are in these situations. Hanneman goes for that, and although he was buffeted, he took it well.
He's a big lad, isn't he? Anderson just bounced off him. I just had a feeling that first half Sheffield United would play it cagey, play it tight. And then second half they can change it around a little bit, which they have done.
Here's Kelly for Reading.
You've got to get players in the box there. The 3 hovering on the 18-yard box, but that's not good enough. I think when your form isn't particularly good as a team, sometimes you don't want to get in there. Fear of failure. You're going to miss when you do get in there. And you've got to be brave and get in there and keep missing. I should know.
And remember, this is a team who've scored 65 goals this season. There's Tap. Armstrong. Hunt. Doyle. Came off Morgan, so Paddy Kenny had to be quick to prevent the corner.
You looked in the box again there. Kitson was in there. Keve was hanging out at the far end of the box, but midfield players have got to break in there as well.
There's Keve. Ward having lost possession. Kitson! Off the top of the crossbar.
Well, that's the best bit of quality we've seen come in. Kenny not happy at all with his defenders. But that's what Kitson does. That's the service he needs. And this time he gets it. This time they do get it wide. And this time the quality is good. Look at his starting position. There he moves across his marker, Kilgallen, and just a frame of the goal keeps him out. Gets the half a yard he needs. Paddy Kenny rooted to the spot. Really good strike play. Tack the near post. Just can't get it under that crossbar.
And that's lifted the crowd spirits. However, that challenge by BK has given Sheffield United a free kick. BT's first involvement since he came off the bench.
We've not seen much quality from wide areas, have we? But that certainly was the best of the match.
Kyle Norton will take the kick for Sheffield United. BK defending it well. Madejski. BT. Turned on by Halford. Ward's cross to the far post. Kilgallen is still up there from the area set piece. Oh, and it's Sheffield United's turn to be denied by the woodwork, but they have snatched the first goal. Howard, the scorer, a crucial strike.
Well, they had got more positive. The substitution was a sign of that. And you thought they'd got away with it, Reading, when it came off the bar. But they had enough about them. And Howard in particular to pounce and put his team 1-0 up. It's a decently worked ball here. It's a decent ball. It's a bubbly pitch and doesn't Kilgallen do well. Puts it back across, comes off the bar. You think they've got out of jail there, but he keeps it down, hits the target. Slight deflection by the look of it. This ball's not that bad because Kilgallen's there. Intelligent use of it back into the danger area. Think they've got away, and there, just a slight deflection. But this is the important bit. Kilgallen's header. Howard pounces on it, takes the pace off it. There is a deflection, and that confuses Hanneman. And vital thing, it's a target.
Well, Brian Howard was bought from Barnsley for his ability to score goals from midfield, as we see what could have been an instant equaliser. Kitson denied again. It wasn't the crossbar this time. It was superb goalkeeping.
What a response this is, by the way. This is tremendous ability. Slightly behind him, wraps his leg round it, gets round his marker, and Paddy Kenny, that is a terrific save.
Well, we've waited a long time for this game to come to the boil, but my word, it's boiling now.
That ball's not in the D.
And the header has gone straight back across goal there. He admits his mistake there, BT.
Well, we saw O'Toole do that in the first half, and Beattie's joined the club. Got to give him credit. Kevin Blackwell, he has gone more positive.
And the ploy of using Howard off the main striker has paid dividends. He got 14 goals in this division for Barnsley last season from midfield. Well, the form book is going according to plan. Sheffield United, who have better results than any other team in the Championship over the last few weeks, are in front against a Reading team that are struggling to find the form they displayed earlier in the season. Reading Reading have already lost 9 games this season. The last time they were in the Championship, they only lost 2 in the entire campaign.
They showed some bottling coming straight back into this game after going behind. They do look a little bit nervy out there. They look a little bit bereft of confidence.
Well, if he doesn't know what to do to put it right, no one does. He's got over 1,000 games behind him now as a manager, joining a very elite group who've been around that long, being one of the most difficult jobs in the business. The chairman looks on from on high. Something he can do.
Well, everybody thought, for the most part of this season, the Reading Wolves were going to be the ones, and Birmingham, 3 teams have been up there all the time, but United, I mean, none of it.
Here's Hunt and Kitson and Madejski now. Trying to thread it through to Kebe. Well, there's a big following from Yorkshire supporting Sheffield United today. They exploded with joy when Howard found the goal. And they're right behind their team again now as they come forward with Ward.
He was unlucky there, got tangled up in his feet. He knew he'd got Henderson one side and Beattie making a good run for him through the middle. Just couldn't get it under his feet.
Test of Reading's character now. Only 5 games left after this one.
You just feel they have to bring Hunt on, don't you?
Kebe will go for this with Naismith. And the Scottish international won that battle.
They need a bit of unpredictability. At the moment, we don't seem to have that. Like you say, he's been there before, very experienced.
For the internet, he's just having a word with Paddy Kenny about getting on with it.
I can understand if it was a bit later in the game. It was only 64th minute. Try anything by the players now, just to put the clock down. Not playing.
Yeah, at stoppage time, we're likely to have half an hour at least. Madejski. Kebe free on the right. He's tried the direct approach.
Just play Kebe in. He's there, staring at him.
Danger now for Reading, pouring men forward as they have. Is being hit on the break, of course. Norton, who loves getting forward, the 20-year-old in his first season at this level, and already an England under-21 international. Here's Dewberry. Armstrong. Hunt. Reared up there, making control difficult. Dewberry. Pumped long again for Kitson. Morgan just made it back for him there, using all his experience.
Double marking, aren't they? Kitson, Holford, Morgan, ensure he doesn't win as many as he's been winning.
Kitson appealing to the referee to tell Halford to get on with it here, with Reading believing that Sheffield United are taking too much time over these set pieces. Here's Hunt.
Tell you what, if they were winning 1-0, they'll be doing exactly the same thing.
Home games before today without a win for Reading. Is it going to become 6? Or can they turn this game around? Not with mistakes like that from young Kelly, they won't. And they've got 2 men forward here in support. One of them is Beattie. And he was brought down just outside the box, and that could be a card.
Certainly is a card, and a deserved one. Pleading his innocence, but see Beattie come inside there. That's a foul. Dear me, why do they protest their innocence when it's as blatant as that? Saw the pace of Jamie Ward again causing the problems. He's that player who can burst beyond Henderson and Beattie.
Well, Hanneman will want to get his wall lined up absolutely spot on here, because this is a very dangerous situation.
Watching before the game, Reading were practicing this, and Wally Downs, one of the coaches, put one right in the top corner, straight over the wall.
He did, it was a beauty.
Absolutely, he got the round of applause he deserved from the crowd. Can Sheffield United do it?
Different, wasn't it? But not very successful. And Doyle has got in behind Naismith.
He's injured himself. Kilgallen's down. Something happened to him there when he was getting back. Looks like his knee.
Referee, I think, has realised that, but he's allowed play to go on. BK. He's back on his feet, Kilgallen. But now he decides that he better go down again.
Oh, what a ridiculous goal that would have been to give away from their own free kick. What are they doing? He's down. Stay down if you're injured, and the referee will stop it for you. Can't keep getting up and then sitting down and getting up again. Paddy Kenny got him off his feet, told him to get on with it. Now he's having a go at the referee. Just leave him down on the floor, Paddy. Don't lift him up and tell him to get on with it, and then have a go at the ref.
They've already got Lee Bromby ready to come on. Kilgallen did have a neck injury ahead of this game. He missed the midweek match.
Well, here's how it happened. There, and George just jars it, doesn't he? Nothing to do with the contact of the ball. You saw straight away he was in trouble. Tell you what, had Doyle looked up a fraction earlier, you've got two players in acres of space to his right.
They sent Bromby back, so Kilgallen okay to continue for the moment. And Kenny at full stretch. Well, I'm sure he misjudged that.
He certainly did. To be no problem when it was flighted in there.
Great header there to win it back by Armstrong, who gets it from Tab and then slices his cross.
Say thank you for that. Takes the pressure right off, doesn't it? Header steam being brought up by Reading there. There you see, it looks routine this. Thought he was going to make a clean catch, doesn't. No foul on him. He's got Henderson back to help him.
He's only let in 16 goals in away games this season. It's the best defensive record in the Championship on the road. Foul by Dewberry. 3/4 of the way through this crucial match in the Championship promotion race. And it's Sheffield United who have the advantage.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a good response from the home team. They've suddenly come alive and they needed to.
Little about to come on for Reading. Don't know whether they'll hang on until this free kick is taken. I think they are going to, yep. Norton lifts it up there. The keeper's made a decision to come and get it.
Good decision in the end.
Very good ball forward as well. Doyle well defended by Naismith.
He's done well at times, hasn't he, Naismith?
Kelly looking for Doyle again and finding him. Tab. Kelly got there first. Kebe. Reading's throw. And now I think they will use the opportunity to get Glenn Little on, a natural wide player who rejoined them this season on loan from Portsmouth. A straight swap as he takes over from Jimmy Kebe.
I think it's an excellent move. Bags of experience, very good on the ball, really good touch. No searing pace, but spots a pass and he is tricky around that 18-yard box.
He's got 20 minutes to try and help drag Reading back into this game. To get involved straight away with a clever back healer. But Sheffield United are dogged when it comes to defending. Even their front man, Henderson, getting back to help out. And now the goal scorer, Howard. That's a good ball too. Beattie. Alford's up in support, others arriving from midfield. He might have made better of that.
It's not even gone out for a goal kick, has it? Gone out for a throw-in. It's all about making the right choice, and he didn't do that there at all.
Can Sheffield United keep their marvellous run going? 9 games without defeat. The last team to beat them was Sheffield Wednesday back in February.
Sometimes you can see if you complicate things, as with that free kick they had a Sheffield United, you nearly get punished for it.
Could fall for Beattie. No, just too far ahead.
I think if he could have come towards the ball and got control of that, he'd have had a better chance there instead of letting it run across his body.
Little with the flick on to Doyle. Kitson in the box. Hunter in support for Reading. Little again. I think that's a corner. It is.
Oh, we said we were looking for a bit of the unexpected. I think he provides that for Reading.
Dubry and BK on their way forward.
Well, look at that corner count. Well on top. Leaves him 1-0.
Oh, and he's missed it again, the goalkeeper.
He was nowhere near it, was he? He'll turn his back. Vital moment. It's a decent ball. It's a dangerous ball. Whipped in. Makes his mind up. Gets nowhere near it. Seems to take his eye off it. There he stutters a little bit. Then loses it totally. Turns his back. Bit of pressure on him. Nearly went over the top of him, managed to palm it away, and that one, big danger. I'm sure Reading will keep playing on that.
Henderson's header on. It's Taboo's back to clear. And he's in there again, bravely putting his head in. Little. Kitson, Doyle, Hunt, all in the box. He was unlucky, I think.
He's provided a spark, hasn't he, since he came on.
Jay Tapp. Armstrong. Looking for Little coming in from the right-hand side.
Kitson attacking that, don't you?
Madejski unnecessarily gives the advantage back to Sheffield United.
You see the importance of Montgomery, don't you? In that protective role, getting back, cleaning up.
Impossible to overstate how important it would be for Sheffield United to win this psychologically against one of their nearest rivals, and in terms of the 3 points and what it would do to their position in the table. Halford.
It would be up in Birmingham.
Absolutely, that's getting very nervy up there now. Free kick. In a hurry now. Hanneman will take it, waving everyone else upfield.
Carry speed down there on the touchline. He's kicking everything out there, telling his players what they should be doing. You listen to somebody like him.
Little. Doyle challenges. It's come out to Kitson.
This time they do have a few bodies in the box. Little was wide as well. Kitson goes for glory.
Alford's really thumped that one forward, and Beattie's onto it, unmarked. Well, they've got away with that somehow.
Well, BK didn't think he was behind him, did he? He's got no idea that Beattie was behind him. Chest control, brilliant. Just think he lingered just a little bit too much and allowed himself to be closed down.
We're into the final quarter of an hour. Sheffield United lead 1-0, and they're unbeaten in the 21 games this season in which they have scored first. Well, I don't know how he can protest his innocence there.
It was a bit of David and Goliath, that was, wasn't it? Ward got there with his pace, and he looked to be a push. Reading fans not happy, and BK couldn't believe it. Chance that was to make it 2-0.
Kilgallen and Morgan both forward for the free kick. Beattie, another potential target. Halford, perhaps the tallest player of the lot, the number 2 in the penalty box. Not much use if you don't even clear the first defender. But they've kept possession well. Beattie. And it was deflected off BK. Everything seems to be falling Sheffield United's way at the moment.
Still got a number of bodies forward.
Montgomery trying to get round Tab.
Oh, what a chance he had, Beattie. It's a long ball. Finds him really well. Look at BK. He's not expecting him to be behind. Lovely chest control. I thought he'd take it there, just on the volley. And I think just that extra touch allowed them to close him down.
Beattie again, charging through and causing Hanneman to panic, rather.
Henderson looks shattered at the moment. Then double.
Well, I'm not surprised, considering he wasn't even going to play at one stage. He's battled away well. Here's the other half of the Hunt brothers about to make his appearance for Reading. Marek Madejski is replaced by Noel Hunt. He's had a bit of a knee problem. Hasn't trained much recently. Stephen's younger brother. And he's got a goal in him. That could be a significant substitution. Scored 7 this season. Dewberry in strong, he meant that. My word, he did.
Well, what's the referee doing here? That looked to be, the first look, a decent challenge.
Mr. Friend in control. I think Dewberry's got a case to be disappointed at that.
I think he just saw the player down that was injured. There's the touch. Oh, I think that's a really good tackle. It's a fully committed one. Goes through. And straight away, Hunt going to the referee saying there's nothing wrong with it. His first touch let him down a little bit, and there was a little bit of a stretch there. He was fully committed, and give Ward credit as well. He wasn't pulling out.
Well, this game did take a long time to get going, but the second half has been gripping.
Well, that goal woke Reading up, didn't it? Well, there's the man who's put his team in a commanding position. Decent ball. Kilgallen does exceptionally well. Comes off the bar, and you think there's an escape. Still has a lot to do, but doesn't try and overhit it. So important to stress that point. Just put it back in the area, get it on target if you can, and that's what happens. He's over the moon. He's every right to be. I think a lot of players would have tried to blast that there. He didn't. He was slightly behind him and did exactly the right thing.
And when you think just before that, Kitson had hit the crossbar, it just shows you the tiny margins between victory and defeat. When you think of the millions of pounds involved in going up to the Premier League, it is so marginal, isn't it?
Well, here's another sad side. We saw one in the first half. Now we've got the buggy on again. And you know players are hurt now. When those come on, they usually say, well, wait and get up if they're all right. Both times the players have stayed down.
Jamie Ward will be replaced by the Wales international Cottrell when they've sorted out the paperwork.
You don't want to lose key players at times like this, do you? Important stage of the season for everybody, and already seen Cisse go off on a stretcher, and now Jamie Ward. Just hope for the best in both cases.
I still think, as you said, it was an enthusiastic, wholehearted challenge, but for me, not a foul.
You just get tackling done away with, don't you, in the end? You know, sometimes we all praise the great ability we see, the gifted players, but when we see a defender flying to a crunching tackle, he gets punished for. It's not what we like to see.
Well,
it is an art.
We had 7 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half, and we're going to have another chunk at the end of the second period. The stretcher bearers on for the second time today. The Northern Ireland under-21 international Jamie Ward carried away. Brave, committed challenge on his part too. He just came off second best.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, he's a little lad, but he wasn't pulling out against Dewberry. I think that was a smile.
David Cottrell takes his place. Sheffield United have a free kick, which it looks as though is being lined up for Greg Halford to smack one, and he can smack them as well. He's scored a few goals this season. In fact, he's played up front in a couple of games. Such a good striker of the ball he is.
Wall is edging forward.
And he struck that one well enough. It was deflected for a corner.
One of his better ones, but there we go. Smashes it straight into the wall. Luckily, they get the break of the corner.
Alford will remain forward for that. It's coming towards him, in fact. He committed the foul. We reckon there was about 4 minutes elapsed for Jamie Ward's unfortunate injury.
Certainly a positive Reading side that we've seen out there at the moment. Little, Kitson, Doyle, Hunt. They've got to be positive. They've got to take chances.
Sheffield United have conceded only 1 goal in the last 3 games. Reading have scored only 1 in their last 4. So the odds are on Sheffield United holding on here. But then we had a 100-to-1 winner in the Grand National, so the odds count for nothing as BK forces it through to Kitson. And Kitson again!
I'll tell you what, BK's elbow seemed to go and beat his face.
Anderson flicking it on.
Beattie certainly went down poleaxe. It seemed to be an outstretched arm.
Oh, it's tense, it's tight.
Just like we like it to be.
Tap. It's times like this, and Sheffield United must be so grateful to have Chris Morgan at the back, leading. And Kilgallen's done a great job alongside him as well.
And he's recovered from that knee problem, hasn't he?
Tap. Armstrong. Plenty of blue and white shirts in the penalty area. Can he get the cross right? Not really.
It's excellent defended by Alford. Stayed on his feet. Vital moment. He's got the interception.
Plenty of distance on the throw. Doyle. Way back Kilgallen for the umpteenth time. Dewberry back in again. Hunt. Anyway, will do now for Sheffield United. They know it's going to be backs to the wall for these last few minutes, or is it? Mistakes like that by Hanneman giving them a welcome break.
Well, they're committing so many men forward, Reading, that Sheffield United couldn't catch them out. The pace of Ward has gone, of course.
Into the last 5 minutes, but we anticipate around 4 or 5 minutes even of stoppage time. In fact, it will be at least that, because, as I say, Ward's injury took 4 minutes off the clock. Hunt brushed aside here. Now Halford. Back to Norton. Could have been a costly error.
Don't want to take any chances, do they? In the lead, not long to go. Turn the Reading defence, get it in corner flags.
Leicester City play Leeds in a crucial match in League One on Monday. Our coverage on Sky Sports 1 and high definition starts at noon, and then later another very important game at the top of the table as Millwall take on Peterborough. That's from 7:30 on those same channels.
That's what Sheffield United have got to do. They both went down there. There was no contact, was there? It was just slipped.
The linesman couldn't have been better placed to decide there was nothing amiss. Beattie clearly doesn't agree.
Didn't look to be any contact. Both went down together. Just both slipped.
Kilgallen straight to Kelly. Cleared by Naismith. Kelly's going to have to be quick here, with Cottrell now breathing down his neck. How costly is this loss of form at the most important stage of the season going to be for Steve Coppell and Reading? Is this to be a 6th home game without a win?
Be 4 losses and 2 draws, won't it? Good.
Dewberry. Here's Kelly. Kitson with a great header on. Hunt's in the middle, well placed. The layoff was a bit too heavy though. Little tried to get onto it. And then Tab shot pulled wide.
Well, what a tackle by Morgan. But it broke to Tab, and he knew what a big opportunity this was. Ball's put across. Bounces out. Look at Morgan, where he comes from. Look at the bravery there. Comes to Tab, just cuts across it. Got to hit the target from there.
Dewberry wins the header. Remember, a Sheffield United victory will see them go 2nd above Birmingham on goal difference. Linesman flagging furiously for a Sheffield United free kick. Just what they wanted at this stage.
Yeah, beat it well there, didn't he? Made himself strong. His body across BK. See Kilgallen and Morgan staying back now. They're not bothered about going up, nor should they be. 3 Reading players staying up against 4.
They won't be in a hurry to take this free kick either. Cottrell swings it into the far post. It was a decent ball. Hunt brings it clear for Reading. Little with the header on. It's a second chance. It's that man Morgan there again.
Well, it's hard to pick between the 2 centre-halves, isn't it? Kilgallen and Morgan. Both been very impressive.
Really poor ball out there from BK. Gives Sheffield United possession again. Cottrell. Bit of confusion, and Reading unexpectedly get it back, but it's that rock-solid Kilgallen to get it clear again. Frustrating this for Reading. They need the ball up the other end of the field.
Well, that's exactly where Sheffield United want it. Down deep in the Reading half.
Kitson. How many black shirts around him. When they see danger, they work like a pack, these Sheffield United players.
Look at that composure. Knew exactly what was around him.
There we are, 6 minutes to be added. 6 minutes between Sheffield United moving into an automatic promotion place. They moved up to 3rd after beating Barnsley in midweek. That was the highest they've been this season.
Well, everybody's been concentrating on the top 3 all season. Reading, Birmingham and Wolves. All of a sudden, one comes out of the pack, as they've done before, and this time it's Sheffield United.
Here's Tapp. This will get it back to him. Now young Kelly. Plenty in the box here. Kitson was one of them, and Kenny was suddenly scrambling across goal. There's a decent chance for the other Hunt.
It's difficult to generate power from that far out. The good build-up, one of the best from Reading. Steadies himself, puts a decent ball in. The attacks is slightly behind him. It's so difficult to get the power to force a save from the goalkeeper.
his strength, but BK's no slouch in that department either. Great header away by Morgan. Kitson. It's unfortunate, it just went in behind Hunt. Alpha, that's good composure by him. And Henderson is through here. He could finish off his old team. And maybe he should have done.
That was almost in slow motion, that, wasn't it? Alford did ever so well here. Kept possession really well. And look at Montgomery. Spots him onside there. Steadies himself and just blasts it high. And it's a decent opportunity. Just try and work the keeper. Try and, if you don't score, make him save it. Get yourself a corner.
Doyle. Hunt.
Montgomery's always there. Look at the tackle.
There was no way he was pulling out of that. There was only one winner.
I'll tell you what, Tapp did well to go through with it. He's not flinched from anything since he's come on.
Cottrell. Still got 2 men in the penalty box here. Well, Howard's lost possession now to Glenn Little.
Just want to do that. Can't give it away there.
Kitson sliding in to win it back. Not really the ball Hanneman wanted.
Yeah, that's poor. That's poor from Dubry, and he's holding his hand up. Well, this is what Morgan's all about. They're both going well. None of them are pulling out there, are they?
I think you could call him a man's man, couldn't you?
That's one thing you could say, yeah. Well, that's where they want the ball now. Just keep it down there. Sheffield United fans are loving it, aren't they? Well, they've still got 2.5 minutes to go. You wonder how this will affect Reading. You look at the games they've got to come, and they are games that they could easily win. But the teams they're playing are down at the bottom, and they're fighting for their lives as well, so they then become a little bit tricky.
Every challenge matters at this stage of the game, at this stage of the season. Willie Bromley is belatedly going to come on now. He almost came on when Kilgallen picked up that injury, and he's going to replace the goal scorer and maybe the match winner.
Tell you what they are, Sheffield United. They're well organised. System's working. They've got Montgomery protecting in front of that back four. So important, that position, when you've got somebody who plays it as well as him.
Only a couple of minutes on the clock now. Kilgannon magnificently gets it away once more. And again. And it's broken for Beattie. And he's got Henderson up in support this time. Pushed out by Hanneman.
Runs himself, didn't he, Beattie? Henderson had made a decent run for him.
Armstrong goes long, looking for Kitson. No foul. Montgomery plays it in again. And that's come off Dubry, and that's manna from heaven for Sheffield United. Minute to go.
I tell you, every time the ball's gone forward this second half, either Kilgallen or Morgan have just dominated. Been so important to Sheffield United. When you talk about strikers being important and playing a partnership, just as important for two centre-halves to do it as well.
Well, this will be it. As soon as Hanneman launches this ball forward, the referee will have a look at his watch, and we know there will be less than a minute to go, and it was a poor clearance as well by the goalkeeper, and he could be made to pay for that here. Well, once again, I think Henderson's just running on empty.
I think you're right. He looks absolutely shattered. His boss will be delighted with him. He ran the line really well.
Sheffield United are almost there. Beattie's been fouled, but it's a throw-in or a free kick. Either way, Sheffield United keep possession and are almost home and dry. They are. There's the final whistle. A vital, vital win for Kevin Blackwell's team. Strong, solid, disciplined, organised, and most importantly of all, in form. And how? 7 wins from their last 9 games, 10 matches unbeaten, and for the first time this season, they move into an automatic promotion place, replacing Birmingham in 2nd place on goal difference. Reading's problems continue. 6 home games without a win now. They've got to refine their form and refine it quickly. Brian Howard, the match winner, leads the celebrations. That's how much it means to Sheffield United. A really, really big win for them here at the Madejski, where they have beaten Reading by 1-0.
And their promotion juggernaut gathers further pace. Is there any stopping Sheffield United? So Wolves 5 clear. Now it's Sheffield United in 2nd place for the first time this season. Then come Birmingham City, who go to Charlton tomorrow, and then it's Reading, who are now 6 points adrift of 2nd and 3rd place. Live football for you continues tomorrow with Liverpool and Blackburn at noon on Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Manchester City Fulham 3:30 on Sunday, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Bank holiday Monday for the League One double. Leicester Leeds, noon, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. And another game from the top. It's Millwall in 4th, Peterborough in 2nd, 7:30, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Eddie Boothroyd, the former Watford manager, and Peter Beagrie are our guests. We'll hear from them in just a moment on what has been another fantastic Sheffield United performance. Kilgallen's back post header kept the ball alive for Brian Howard to score the only goal for Sheffield United. It was for his defensive work he got man of the match, though. Let's hear from him and Howard with Greg Whelan.
Matt, I think the celebrations out there say it all, an outstanding result. One of your best of the season?
Yeah, definitely. We knew how big it was. You know, we came out here, we knew we had to start fast. That's what we did, and just the way we work now, we're just flying and we're enjoying every minute of it.
You're now in the top 2, as you very well know. For how long has that been a realistic target in your minds?
Well, every week, every game, we've said, come on, let's try and get 4th, let's try and get 3rd. We had a chance for 2nd today, and we've taken it. It
was always going to be a hard, tough game, this. Did you think 1 goal might be enough?
Yeah, I mean, every time we seem to go in front, you know, we rarely lose. You know, touch wood and that, but you know, we defend so well as a team, and then we have people like Howie getting on the end of things, and we look good.
Let's grab a word with the match winner. Perhaps not as dramatic as the one you got at Anfield last year, but just how valuable do you think that goal could turn out to be?
Well, hopefully it'll be a lot more valuable. I mean, obviously, like you said, it sticks us in the top 2. Last few weeks we've just been, you know, going about our business nice and quiet. All the lads working hard, and now, you know, people, you know, live on Sky seeing what we're about. Work hard. We've got good players as well. You know, to come here, probably one of the best sides in the league, and turn them over 1-0 at their patch at the business end of the season. It's a great result, and now you know, it puts us in a strong position, and we've got to look forward to finishing the season well. And you know, automatic promotion is definitely in our sights.
The only downside for you personally now, of course, is a 2-match ban at a crucial stage of the season. How frustrating is that? Yeah, devastated. I've been on 9 yellows for a while, and I mean, you boys have seen it a lot more on the telly. I mean, I didn't feel well. I raised my elbow. I thought it was my shoulder that hit him. I don't think it was a yellow card, so I've said to the ref, hopefully I'll get an apology if I'm right, and he's cost me 2 games. But, you know, that happens in football, and we've got more quality to come in and replace me, and I'm sure that they'll do the job and get us in the top 2 and get us up. Well, congratulations to both of you on the result. Matt, you're also the Powerade man of the match. Brian, if you did the honours for us, please. Class, big man. Quality. Well done, guys. Thank you.
It's not just the fact that they have won 5 out of 5 and what it's done for their own promotion hopes, but how damaging it could now be to their opposition today, Reading. What does it mean for them? Peter Beagrie and Eddie Boothroyd are still with us. Eddie, first of all, how important could that win prove to be?
Well, they've got momentum, Sheffield United, and like Howard said there on the television, you see what they're all about. They're robust, they're resilient, they're physical. They've got 2 great centre-halves that put their head on things, and they have to be in that league. But it's the business end, as he quite rightly says, and that now puts a marker down to Wolves and Birmingham, and it just adds a little bit of pressure. And games running out, you know, they've got the momentum right now.
First half wasn't the greatest, Peter. The game burst into life at the start of that second half.
Yeah.
Did actually Reading start it with more purpose?
Yeah, they did, arguably. You know, Sheffield United were, you know, they weren't in the ascendancy when they got the goal. And we said about the importance of getting the likes of Kebe beyond the 18-yard box, putting crosses in for Kitson, and there's a perfect example of it. And he's disappointingly for him, he's got probably too good a contact on the ball with Paddy getting there rooted to the spot.
2.5 minutes of madness. Where does this goal come from, Peter?
Well, I mean, you look at the bodies in and around there, they recycle the ball, they ring the edge of the box. It's vitally important, and this is a terrific little build-up. We're seeing there, stand it up, eliminate the keeper, and it allows Kilgallen to get a run and a jump on the standing full-back there. Puts it back across the goal. Little bit of luck that Sheffield United are carrying at the moment, because if we have a look in the replay, when Stephen Hunt goes to ground to try and block this shot from Brian Howard, it just clips him and sends it over Hanneman.
But there are bodies in the box, aren't there, Adi, at a crucial time?
Well, there are, and the main thing is about when you get the ball into the box is you've got to get it to ground quickly, and that's what they did, and they were fortunate that they weren't fortunate because they got bodies around there and they managed to make something of it. But
and this response, straight from the kick-off.
Yeah, well, they had a go. They almost got Reading, came into life. You know, the balls hit the crossbar, two ends, and then all of a sudden we start to get a really open game. A little bit more width, both teams trying to play through the thirds a little bit more. And the second half was a cracking fixture.
Yeah, the tempo really improved, didn't it? You know,
it was almost like a playoff game.
It was, yeah, the energy and I think bore out of the frustration from the first half. Both managers have said, "Come on, we've got to do something here. We need to make inroads on them two automatic plays, and we need it with a win." And that's why the tempo changed, and we saw a far better game.
Yeah. They are into second for the first time this season. Their manager must be delighted. An energetic performance as ever from Kevin Blackwell on the touchline, and we'll hear from him next. 5 wins out of 5 for Sheffield United. They have knocked Birmingham City out of the top 2. Their manager is Kevin Blackwell. He's with Greg Whelan.
Kevin, congratulations. 4 games to go. Temporarily, at least, you're in the top 2. What tribute do these players deserve?
Well, I haven't got the words to describe it, to be fair. They've been absolutely fantastic. They had to dig deep today. You know, we had a big game on Tuesday, and they've come here now, a tough game at Reading, and they showed every characteristic that you've asked as a manager. You know, played when they could, they battled when they had to, and they needed to stay strong when they needed to, so I'm delighted.
In terms of what you're obviously hoping to achieve now, how do you assess these 3 points today?
They're massive. I mean, every game now, on its merit, for both the teams at the top and the bottom, are so big. So massive 3 points today, and we're just delighted to have got it.
This was always going to be a key game for you and for Reading. What was the game plan today?
It was made sure that we didn't come here and get over on early doors. We know how good they are coming at people. They really do put you under a lot of pressure, both halves. So we had to deal with that and then see if we could get ourselves back into the game. And I thought it worked quite well. And we looked exceptionally dangerous on the break. Should maybe have got the one and maybe had 2 or 3 others. I mean, Marcus has made 2 great saves as well. So, but I'll take 1-0.
Today, and in fairness over the last few weeks, what message has your team sent out to the rest of this division?
I don't think we're sending any message. We want to go up. It's as simple as that. It's a desire that I want and my players want. And if we can do it, that's brilliant. And we're going to set out our stall to try and do it.
Congratulations today.
Thank you very much.
And now you have to believe them more than ever, because that is how the table lies. Yes, Birmingham are in action tomorrow and can go back into second if they get anything at Charlton. As for Reading, AD, what are their chances now of automatic promotion?
Well, it's going to be difficult because they're 6 points off at the minute with only 5 games remaining for them. So it's not impossible, but Steve will know that it'll be difficult. What they've got to do now, I think, and they've got the experience, obviously, with the coaches and Steve doing his 1,000 games this season, to make sure that they dig deep and really make sure they finish the season strong. If it does take them into the playoffs, they've got to finish as strong as they can.
This Easter weekend could tell us a lot, couldn't it, Peter? Sheffield United have got Nottingham Forest next at home, and then it's a tricky one at Burnley. Yeah. How many more wins do you think they are going to need to see off the challenge of what looks like Birmingham City now?
Yeah, they'll be looking at 3 out of 4 won with Birmingham having that game in hand. For argument's sake, if they win that one, then Sheffield United got looked for 3 wins out of the final 4. But I think more importantly from Kevin today, we saw that that side battle together. They were strong, they were resolute, really, and that's going to be important in this running. And before today's goal as well from Howard, they'd have 7 different scorers in the last 3 games. So that shows that not an over-reliance on one single player.
You can just see, can't you, May the 3rd, them going to Crystal Palace Neil Warnock could deny Sheffield United the chance of going back up.
And he would really enjoy that. He would
Do you think he
enjoy
would?
That. Of course he will. He's a United fan.
Wouldn't he rest one or two?
Well,
Remember to what happened to him?
No, I wouldn't think so. Knowing Neil, I don't think he'd be doing that. But it's a fantastic, exciting end to the season at the top and at the bottom, and it's not over yet. There'll be a few more twists and turns yet, I'm sure.
How impressed were you, though, with Sheffield United today? All those words that Kevin Blackwell used to describe his team.
I thought he spoke really well there. I mean, he's pretty good on the telly as it is, but I thought that he said everything that sums them up. He couldn't ask any more for him because they played when they could. They had to have a fight and they had to battle it out. They were good on the organisation, on the set plays. I don't know whether they could have scored 2 or 3 goals more, but I thought it was a very, very open game in the second half. And you know, if you put the ball in those areas and you make sure you get on the end of them, then you've got a good chance of scoring more than the opposition. And I thought they did that very well today.
I think there's some big performances out there, and I think importantly in the positions that you need. The goalkeeper, you know, he's had Premiership football. Chris Morgan's a leader, and Kilgallen this season has really grew, cut out the individual errors, and he was a star performer today.
And it's all about the timing of this run as well, isn't it, Peter?
Absolutely. This is the time that you want to show. Sheffield United not showing pressure. What they're doing, it's in their hands, and they're winning games. They're taking each game as it comes, you know, and they are winning them, and that's all you can do.
Reading then got to think about how they're going to pick themselves up, maybe for the playoffs.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've seen Reading quite a bit this year, and I've been very, very impressed with them. And every team has a little dip, and they need to come out this dip quickly. I mean, Steve said beforehand that they've won a lot of games up until these last 5, but they're not scoring as many goals as they used to.
Aidy, good to see you. Peter, thanks for your time as well. Choice of Live Sport continues. Next, it's Super League. Bradford Bulls against the Leeds Rhinos here on Sky Sports 1. There's football as well from Northern Ireland. Glentoran and Linfield, the top 2 there, next on Sky Sports 2. The Blades' amazing run continues. The question is, where will it end? From us all, goodbye.
Tonight.